Hi, I'm Justin Sandler, and I was inspired just a few minutes ago to record this video, actually while I was working out, believe it or not. And this kind of came to me about body image consciousness for men. This is not whatsoever a means to take away from women of what they go through throughout their daily lives, from little girl all the way through, grown up years, because of course we know from the media and from everything that we see that women tend to be subjected to a very difficult time in regards to their body, their image, and consciousness as such. But today I would like to address men for two reasons. Number one, to let you women know that you are not alone, by far. And number two, to all the men out there, you are certainly not alone. Body image consciousness starts with boys at a very young age, constantly being compared to lots of things. And it affects us in many of the similar ways that affects women. And I wanted to speak out because even a week or two ago, I wouldn't have been able to do this. And I've been doing a lot of personal work and soul work to kind of heal myself and get past my own image and self-conscious issues. And I want to share with you today in hopes of maybe helping one person or more, if even possible, and understand that when we look in the mirror, and when we see something looking back at us, a lot of us, myself included, tend to first see every negative flaw, every problem, every bit of fat, every imperfection. That's what we see first. Now, what's crazy is that when other people see us, that's usually not what they see first, but what they see really doesn't matter, because what other people think, see, and say is none of your business. It really is what you think, see, and say. And so when you look in the mirror and you think something negative, you see and point out something negative, you draw all your energy to the negative or what you perceive as negative on your body. This is not good for you. This is not good for the world at large. We're compared to lots of things, women, from the Barbie doll to the cover of the magazines and the overly photoshopped pictures of bodies that don't even potentially look like a real person. Men are subject to the same thing. Look at men's fitness. Look at all the different actors who find themselves in leading roles and they just got these ripped, shredded bodies. Even those guys can't maintain that all the time. They're working out hours and hours a day with trainers and dietitians and chefs, and they're keeping this particular body up for a certain small period of time just to shoot a movie. But these are not real things. This is not a real expectation that we should have. Our number one goal needs to be healthy and loving ourselves. So how do we do that? I'm going to give you some things that are in my head. This work for me, or I think they will, and I would like to share them with you in a hope that some of them might work for you as well. I think the first thing that we have to understand is that, and this might sound like wah-wah cliche, but loving ourselves is truly the most important thing. If we hate ourselves and if we put negativity at ourselves, we will actually do more harm than good to the parts of our body we already don't like. This is perfectly true if you really think about it. Because if we start saying, I'm fat, I'm flabby, I'm weak, I'm this, I'm that, we start to believe that. We manifest that. Our brain hears us saying it so much that sometimes we create what wasn't even there to begin with. Like me personally, my story, total truth, when I was growing up, little boy, I was shooting to a tall. I was growing faster than most of the kids in my grade, and my pediatrician at a young age said, this kid's going to be 6'2". So I had that in my head. And then maybe 6th, 7th grade came along and I stopped growing as fast and other kids started growing faster. So now I'm shorter than most of the kids. So that was another thing I had to deal with, was actually being smaller. And I didn't grow to be 6'2". So what happened? I dealt with feeling too short, not good enough. Also, right around 7th grade, because my height changed and my body changed with it, I started to gain weight. And I became a perfect little chubby 13-year-old kid. So now I'm short and I'm chubby and the bullies are having their field day and I'm having a field day too, taking it out on myself. No, as you can imagine, disrespecting myself only led to more disrespect. Now, I finally got sick and tired of being sick and tired, and I lost weight, and I started high school, with a thinner body, but I still wasn't respecting myself, and I still wasn't seeing the different person I made, and again, I left myself wide open to be disrespected by other people. This stayed with me throughout my life. I started working out. I started, getting stronger, getting more lean. But I always would look in the mirror and still see that little fat boy. It's wow. Talk about body image conscious, if I could say that right. I mean, that stuck with me. And even a couple weeks ago, I looked in the mirror and I said, man, I look kind of fat. Like, really? I'm not. I wasn't as lean and ripped as I was a little bit ago, mostly because we've been traveling and producing a film and doing all kinds of busy work. But I certainly wasn't at the perfect shape I had hoped to be in, this whatever perfect is. So I got back on my workouts and I understood that, oh yeah, I'm starting to feel leaner, but I'm still looking in the mirror and I'm not seeing what I want to see. But a big shift happened to me last week, and what I realized is that I need to start loving what I see and then improving on that if I want to take it to another level for my own health and wellness. But first things first is I have to look in the mirror and I say, hey, I'm lean, I'm healthy, I feel good. Because if you don't appreciate what you have, guess what, guys? You're going to lose it. It's as simple as that. So, I guess my biggest piece of advice going forward, if you choose to take this, is start today, like this second, and celebrate who you are. Whatever you are, whether you are in perfect condition or whether you need to lose some weight or get healthy or whatever your ailment may be, start now and say, I love me for who I am today. I am in the best shape I can be today, and I have goals that I'm going to achieve because I want to change my health. I want to change how I feel. And then let's start working every day to giving love to yourself and the parts of your body that you are improving. But appreciate and thank yourself every day for the work you're doing. I swear to you, you are going to see a shift. And the same goes for the food you're eating too. If we're eating foods and saying, oh, this is really bad for me, and you're feeling like you're eating and it's not serving you well, I invite you to stop for a second and look at the food and actually appreciate the food and understand that every bite you take creates a chain reaction of effects in your body. Your organs are all working in unison, sending the messages to digest and break down this food and use it for fuel and energy. And if you're putting negative vibrations into your food, into the way you feel when you eat them, then instead of your body burning those things like fuel and keeping your body moving efficiently, what's going to happen is that's going to be stored as fat. It's going to be put in a place from the negative space instead of the positive space. So little shifts like that, I really truly believe are going to be a big conscious difference for anyone who chooses to find them. So I want you all to love yourself starting right now. And just say, hey, you know what? I love me, I love me, I love me, and I'm going to improve myself. But I have to love myself now to improve myself. I'm sexy, I'm beautiful, I am lean, I am mean, I am going to get to where I want to get to, but I love myself today. That's my advice for you. And understand that this body image consciousness is in everybody. And the most fitness models in the world, guess what, guys? They feel it more usually because they're under a microscope of scrutiny. Every little 0.1% of body fat that they're off makes them go down a spiral. So that's not healthy either. Love everything you do. Honestly, I love you, and so should you. Thanks for listening to my rant. I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you on the next one, guys. Thanks a lot.